Wow. Wow. Welcome to the top of $1,000,000 Spot, everybody. Today, I got a guest here, my girl, JaJa. So, she going to go ahead and introduce herself, a little bit about herself. We're going to just run it, but we're going to go ahead and talk about the topic. But I'm going to let her introduce herself first. Go ahead on, J.
Okay, so my name is JaJa. I'm here in the DFW. I'm an Army veteran, and
I got to talk a little louder, too.
okay. So today, I guess we're gonna talk about some real life experiences.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
So, I'm going to just make sure everybody can hear us.
Okay.
And I should have had this set up, but I'm always running late, so yeah. But before we start, make sure y'all like, share, subscribe, and y'all could even donate to the channel. Help us out a little bit there, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, y'all, today we're gonna talk about covert narcissists. Well, narcissists, period. We done both had experience with it. And I hate this. At least they can hear me. So yeah, we're gonna discuss our experience with him, and we're gonna go ahead. Let Ms. JaJa start first. So
Okay.
tell me your experience about a narcissist.
Okay. So probably about 4 years ago, I met this guy, and he was like actually somebody that I met online, and and it was like at first we went through like the honeymoon phase. He was cool at first. It was like a lot of
them phases.
It was a lot of what I wanted to hear.
Yes,
and
putting you on a pedestal.
Right, and I would say starting off, one of the mistakes I made was because I didn't really know him that well. We talked for like 3 months, and he ended up coming to Dallas. He moved in.
Oh my God!
So it was the first red flag.
You telling my story, but from a female part. Yes, like wow.
And so involved in that, so I would say maybe it lasted probably about 7 months, because the thing that I learned about narcissists is when they're done with you, they discard you, but they try to keep contact too. They want to make sure that
what they call it, they call it they keep you. I forgot what's the name of it. I'll come to it.
It's like a harem, basically. Like they put you out of rotation and they discard you, and then when they need you again, they're gonna come
take you
back
off the shelf.
Yeah, they try to leave the door of communication open so that they can always come back in.
Yeah,
so it's
exactly.
like we have to sever ties with them.
And these people are dangerous, y'all. And see, that's the same thing. I asked her what she wanted to talk about. We didn't even discuss this, and I said by the time you get here, just pull up a topic. And she said narcissists. I'm like, whoa. Because that's something like, I mean, go ahead and finish your story, because I feel you. I feel you.
Okay,
110%.
yeah. So when it first started, it was like we went through the honeymoon phase, and the honeymoon phase is where they're like buttering you up. Everything, life is great. They're the perfect person. And once they feel that they have you, then that's when it starts to take a turn for the worse.
The devaluation stage is the second stage.
Yes, that's the very second stage that comes, and they're very great manipulators.
Oh my God!
He did the gaslighting on me, and that's where I could be like, "Hey D, you know that shirt that you have on? You told me that shirt was green, but really your shirt's white, and we both know that." So I call that the gaslighting phase. They do a lot of that to
they'll make you think you crazy, you going or they'll say like you going crazy. You need to see a therapist and stuff like that. Why you so mean? Why you so this, that, and other? And you really believe that shit because they'll set it up to where you believe that stuff. Yeah.
Yes, they're very good manipulators. So it's like almost they have you second guessing yourself, and in that sense, it erodes at your self-esteem. Like all your core stuff, your like morals, values, all that stuff starts to deplete over time.
And people don't understand it. They think it'll just be a regular relationship, a regular breakup.
Right.
But this is a whole different, it's set up a whole different, it's different.
Oh yeah, most definitely. And so with him, there are different forms of abuse that they use.
Without even touching you.
Yeah, some of them they will get there. Like this guy, he used to break me down like mentally, emotionally, financial abuse. That was one of the big final straws for me at the end. Long story short, he stole, probably about $1,800 from me. And and what was crazy is that he did it. It was like premeditated, so he did it on purpose because he was like, "Hey, I'm about to make your life hell. It's over for you." But the Lord had other plans for me. But it's still at the same time, it was a close call. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it almost ruined my life. And then there was the physical abuse did come one day. He tried to be slick with it, and I'm not really one of those, kind of people that I want people putting their hands on me. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to put my hands on anybody, but at the same time, I defend myself. So we did have a couple physical altercations, even once where the laws got called, and I knew then pretty much that it was over because, if there's laws being called or somebody's going to jail or
they
outside.
really want if somebody call a police on you and want you to go to jail, don't care if you go to jail, they don't care about you.
Right.
They don't care about you. When they put the people on you, they don't care about you. And right there, it's time for you to go.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Yeah, that was a big one. There was there was the physical abuse, the emotional. He would like tell me stuff to put me down, like nobody wants me, but at the same time, if I can't have you, nobody can. So the whole time that he was in a relationship with me, there were others. And there was even one time I remember I got really mad at him because he was talking to this female that this girl was probably in Washington, and what he did to her, it made me mad as a female and as a human being. Like he basically tricked her into sending him some money. He told her that he was, about to catch the bus or something, come hang with her, and he got her to send him some money. And I said, hey, I was like, you need to send that money back. That's not right. I don't want no parts of that. He's like, oh, I did it for you. No, you didn't. You did it for yourself. You know what I'm saying? So it was like he tried to draw me into doing stuff that's out of character for me. Like I'm not a person. I'm not gonna screw over anybody. So I don't.
And they will test your boundaries, and they would run through your boundaries if you let them. And people don't understand. When I got by mine, people didn't understand the damage these people can do and how everybody don't get hit by narcissists. They never get hit by. And you got two types of narcissists. You got an overt narcissist, like your Donald Trump, and you got a covert narcissist who just sneaky, like my ex. Everybody thinks she was the sweetest person in the world. She would manipulate. Everybody thinks she's the sweetest, soft-spoken, everything. But behind them closed doors, man, it was hell. I mean, this girl, she got so mad one time at nothing, and her eyes got beaded like she was possessed.
Yeah, I was
and
just
people say they're the devil. People say they are evil. They're spiritually. Science said it's mentally, but religion said they're evil, and I believe it's more evil than mental. These people are evil, man. I mean, mine just like she called me when my dad died, and she played on that because they'll play on your weakness. They're gonna find the weakest person or something somebody going through,
right?
And they'll play on that shit and they'll use that shit.
They definitely do.
And they'll tell you everything you want to hear, just like she said. You want to tell you everything you want to hear, and you like, oh, this is the best person in the world. They put you on a pedestal, you put them on a pedestal, and like she said, as soon as you build up high enough, they're gonna knock that shit down, and bam, you're gonna come falling. Now you'll be like, what happened? Why you did that?
Right.
And they're gonna just go in on you. Either they're gonna get bored with you, they got you to a point where they think they got you, or they got somebody else, and they grooming them while they putting you through hell. And then once they get to the point where they done with you, it's called a discard stage, and they're gonna leave you and go to the next person.
They do,
and they never stay in one place. They never stay.
Right.
That's
what I was talking about. That's part of their harem, like the rotation. So like this guy. When I finally realized what was happening, because at first I was like, there's something off about this person. And the thing about narcissists is that's a person that has like insolent pride, so they don't have empathy. And so I'm an empath, and so I know for him, he was attracted to me because I feel for others. So they like to prey on people that they feel are vulnerable. So I would call him what we consider like a energy vampire.
Yeah. Oh my.
He always my energy was always drained, and other people that would come around, they noticed it too. And something else I noticed that he did that was really scary was he isolated me from everybody.
Your family, and everything.
So many families, so many friends.
And your family, my family, like they turn on me. I didn't have no emotional help after, no support afterwards. It's like they got tired of hearing it, and the 2-3 times they listen. Well, we listen, but no, you're not listening the way. You only listen so you can hear stuff and trying to give advice that I didn't ask you to give. All I ask you to do is listen. But they will give advice and they don't understand what you went through. These people damage a lot of people, y'all. Everybody don't get hit by some just because you get cheated on and stuff like that. That don't mean that's a narcissist.
Right.
That means you just dealt with a cheater. A narcissist is a whole different level that you never seen before. You know what I'm saying? If you mess with a cheater, that's just a cheater. She just a cheater. But a narcissist, they calculate everything.
Yes.
Everything they say, it means something. Yep.
Yes. And then that was something else too. There would be like stuff he would say at the beginning, I didn't catch on to it.
Yep.
And then later when stuff started happening, it was like, boom, now I know why this is happening. And it was
now you know why they said that.
I was like, it makes sense now. It's registered why he said that in the beginning.
Yep.
And then I knew it got serious when some of the family was like, well, hey, what's going on? We're not seeing you around. I even had a close family member that one day she wanted to fight with him. And that's when I knew it was serious because I had never seen this family member ever, come at anybody
get out
like
of character like that.
Yeah, that I was in any kind of relationship with. And that's when I knew then, like, okay, this is getting real. You know what I'm saying? Now, something else he did to me was I had to go out of town for a funeral, and I left him my house.
Oh, when you
left
go out
him
of
my
town?
house, my dog, and my car. And he had my house, my dog, and my car. And when I come back, I ended up getting stranded down there. When I come back, he ended up totaling out my car. So I was carless when I first came back. And then come to find out, part of that story was where he was going that day was he was trying to go to meet another female in my vehicle, and that's how the accident actually happened. And so after it happened, he was not one to help me to pick up the pieces. I had to
They're not gonna help you. It's like Superman with kryptonite. When a person put a kryptonite to Superman and he fall on the ground weak, and they'll walk off and drop it there and just leave it there to kill him. Yep. And that's what they do.
Yeah.
They leave you for dead.
Yeah, that's what he did. So like after this guy spent my money, it was probably like $1,800. I'm actually standing in the bank that morning. Hey, I lost my card. So I was at credit union and they didn't cancel my card. And as the whole time I'm standing in the lobby, he's out. He's went on the shopping spree on me.
Wow.
And then it was crazy because he went back and had pictures. So I was like, well, I'm gonna send these pictures to the judge. And I'm out there taking pictures.
For what?
It was the merchandise that he was buying with my money because he was like, I don't have any money. I haven't seen anything. Now this was the scary part.
So how did he use pictures with the judge with your stuff?
Because it was basically stuff that he bought with my money. He was telling them like, hey, I don't have any money, but you're coming with all this new materialistic stuff. So it's like, where'd you get it from? He didn't have that kind of job. And what was crazy is while all that was going on, and I knew that he took it from me, he was telling everybody that he didn't. And some people knew he were lying too. But the thing about narcissists is they'll use your own people like against you. God. They'll use your own, they'll have like your entourage of people against you. And these are supposed to be people that like love and care about you. And they're
turn their back on you.
Yeah, pretty much. And then he was also stalking me. Like he was using my card over in an area close to my house when he didn't even live nowhere close to me. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm in Dallas, you live in Fort Worth. What are you doing way over here swiping my card somewhere? You know what I'm saying? So it was like stuff like that. It was to mess with me or, and it was like that was a life-changing experience.
It is.
And what you were saying,
you.
Right.
It changes you for the better or the worse, or even both. You know what I'm saying? And it opens your eyes to a lot of things. And people think you mean. People think I don't like women. No, it's not. I don't like women. I just open my eyes to see. And once I see what she did, I'm seeing others. And I'm not saying all. I'm not saying all at all. But I see a lot of this in her and a lot of other females. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying female. I'm saying females, not women, because it's different between females and women. Right. So, and I'm just, and it made me like open up me, unlock the real me. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
The more assertive me.
Yes.
The more I'm straight to the point me. And people take that for being an asshole or anything like that. But no, I'm just firm. I always say what I want to say. I say straight up what it is. And some people get offended by that because some people don't like the truth. That's all I know how to be. True.
Right.
But like you say about the car thing, she used my car because her car was in the shop. She had my car. She had her coworker in the car having sex in my car. In the parking lot at the job, in my car, they don't care. They
no
and
regard.
People are never and the shit they do. People are never believe that they did this stuff. They'll look at you like you lying. You know what I'm saying?
And that's why they try to go and like pit your own people against you.
How they plant them seeds at first,
right?
Yep. So when they come back,
and for me, I would say over time, like it eroded my self-esteem a lot. Where I had to go back and do like deep core, like, work like within, after that happened, it was like, oh, it was messed up that this happened, but it happened for a reason. So it was like, it was a blessing in disguise. because now I can say, looking forward, when I run across people
that
are like
stronger.
him, I know.
It makes you
I
stronger.
know, and I run. I'm like, oh, you're a red flag. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, and you could see it in the beginning. You could see that.
Yeah. Now I can see it in the beginning, like just off a conversation with him. I could be like, nope, your vibe's not right. But with him, it was more of like he was a great manipulator. You know what I'm saying? That's a big thing for them. And what you were speaking about their eyes, that's actually very, very accurate. His eyes were like that. They were like the shark, beady eyes. Like the white part was like all black. I've even met a couple people like that in recent times.
And their pupils get real beady and tiny. And it's like
it's like shark
like
eyes or snake eyes.
Yes, like The Exorcist. I mean, mine got like her pupil. I mean, her the white part, I forget what you call it. I'm a science person, but the pupils get real beady. They get real. They would constrict. They would constrict real small, and it's scary. I mean, it was so scary. I did like this at one time. She did it twice. It was scary, but people don't believe that stuff. People just think, oh, it's just a breakup. You just get over it. You just move on. But it's not that easy. Right. I got diagnosed with PTSD, and I had it too. And people don't understand, like they think it's just in the military. No, that's post-traumatic disorder, post-traumatic. It don't have any kind of trauma. Anytime you get traumatized, any kind of traumatic, any type of traumatic episode that you run into, that can cause PTSD. It doesn't have to be just the military. And people don't understand that, you know? So yeah, I mean, those people are dangerous, man.
Oh yeah, most definitely. And then with them, they'll even try to pit like their people against you. I call them followers. It'll be people that you know, that you've met them. They seem fine and normal, except that they're and
they liking you and stuff like that. But they don't know what they're doing to you.
Right.
Some of them
but
don't
they
know.
They have a hold on them, and that's what narcissists try to do with like their victims. It's like they try to keep that hold so that they always have you. And they do the same thing with their followers.
Their family members and their family members.
They do it with their family, their friends. They'll do it with strangers. Like this guy was doing stuff like he had a job, right? Like cleaning out an office building. There was a guy there. It was his first day. This guy just got out of prison. So, you know, he has a background as it is. This man went and stole some stuff and then blamed it on the guy that just got out of prison. So when they came back in the white,
who they going straight to? Hey, the person with the prison.
They went to the person with the record, and I was like, that's not right. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, there was nothing I could really do, but it was messed up.
Yes.
And it was like, if you're doing stuff like that, then what would you do to me? You know, and it didn't really dawn on me at the time until it was my turn.
And then the next person they get, they call them what they call them, the next person, they call them I can't think of the name of it, but they call them but the next person they get with, the new source, the new supply.
Yes,
they will put the supply against you, like you this bad person.
Yes.
And they believe them. They gonna save them, especially the guys. When a female go crying to them and manipulating to them, oh, he crazy, my ex just crazy, blah blah blah. And that person go ahead and believe them and trying to play Captain Save them, dun, 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 and they put themselves in something they don't even know anything about.
Right.
And they don't know what this person did to their ex, for this ex to be after them and to be doing what they're doing towards them. They play the victim real well. She even had me on a restraint. She put a restraining order on me because she know what she did and she knew I was coming after her. So she put a restraining order, but everybody see just me coming after her, and like they didn't see what she did. She even lied and said I pulled a gun out on her.
Yeah, they'll tell some horrific lies. Because when this guy tried to put his hands on me. So that day I was like, hey, I'm not for this. So, you know, we fought. Like we went from inside the place to the outside. Like that was the only time I'd ever saw my dog bite anybody. She bit him that day, you know, and then we get outside. My neighbors called the laws. And so when the laws come, they're like, hey, did you put your hands on him? And I was like, well, yeah, I defended myself. And this is the laws telling me, they're like, well, you're a veteran, your hands are registered as deadly weapons. He didn't tell them that he put his hands on me and he tried to take my new car. You know what I'm saying? He went back and tried to switch up the story because he thought he could manipulate them. But they told him that he had to head out, and they was like, well, he could press charges against you. And so basically I could have went to jail for defending myself.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And it was like,
they don't, I mean, once the law get involved with it and they manipulate them, and in my case, she was like that. She was up to my chest, and I'm 6'2". I'm a big old black dude. She'll a little petite, you know, she a little petite female, and it's like, who they gonna believe? That little girl can't hurt you. All she gotta do just start and play the victim.
And what's crazy is that's what he did. Like I wasn't crying or nothing, you know. I mean, we was both rough because I actually fought with him, but it was like he was out there acting like he was playing a feminine role, basically, because he wanted them to side with him when it actually didn't even work out that way for him, because they knew that I wasn't lying. You know what I'm saying? I was like, yeah, I put my hands on, I'm defending myself.
Exactly.
I can remove him from here now.
Exactly. I mean,
so, and this guy did a lot of crying too. Like when you was talking about they try to pit the new person against you, he came to me with a sob story, and over time I realized, like, hey, he's lying to me, because what he's done to me, he's probably done it to her, or not, or a lot worse, or he's gonna do it to the new chick. I feel for her. And you know what, this guy even had the nerve to tell me, he was like, oh, I should have put a baby in you, you was the one that got away. I told him I dodged a bullet.
Yeah, you dodged a bullet on that one. Because think about having a kid by these people.
Oh yeah,
she even abandoned her kids. Because I talked to ex-husband. It was so bad. I was like, this can't be real. So let me call the ex-husband and get in touch with him to see if it's just me. The first thing to do, say when he answered the phone, he said, she is the most grimiest person, not female, person he ever met. He's 60, born and raised in New York, and live in Atlanta. So you mean to tell me 60 years old in Atlanta to New York, between Atlanta and New York, 60 years old, you mean to tell me a little girl from New Orleans, Louisiana is the most grimiest person you ever met? He like, yep. I said, you know what? You ain't lying, because I use a different word. I use trifling. I never met nobody like that.
Yeah, never. And you know what's crazy? My guy was from New Orleans too.
I hear a lot of people say the guys from New Orleans, like, wow. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, he was from New Orleans. But he was already one of those, like, I'm gonna stick up, I'm gonna try to scam and manipulate. I just didn't know that when I met him, because he put on a good show. Once he got here though, it was a wrap. It was like it was like some Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
That's the same thing she did, because we both grew up in the same area, but I didn't know her. But she moved to Atlanta, and she came back, and she manipulated me after my dad died, act like she was there for me. Nobody else was there for me, because the way my dad died, we got an argument that Friday, and I hung up on him. And so I went to apologize and everything. Sunday, police answered the phone and said he was unresponsive on the floor. By the time we got to New Orleans, he was dead. So I'm still messed up over there. And she just came in there like two wrestlers in the ring, and another wrestler coming in, interfering in a match, and they jump on one. That's how I was. I was going through that. And she came, and she was so sweet. Her mom just died, and she was so sweet and everything with it. Tell them everything I want here until she got here. And I saw a whole different her. Arguments start over nothing.
Yeah.
They will argue over nothing. The silliest stuff will start arguments over nothing. It'll be quiet, and they'll just start an argument. They'll rock the boat. And then they'll flip it on you when you start raising your voice at them. You so mean. You started it.
That was the biggest thing. And you know what I realized about this guy? He actually had a narcissist that he listened to that was in the family. So the grandmother was a narcissist, and I talked to the grandmother, and the grandmother didn't like me, and I didn't like her. And then that's when it registered, like, you're one of these too. That's where he gets it from. Like, you helped to train him, to condition him this way. And now something else I learned about it was that he didn't have a good relationship with his mother or his father. It was just the grandmother. And when I actually talked to the grandmother,
because that's why, because she was grooming him.
Yeah, that's exactly what she did. Yep. Yeah, she conditioned him like a heavy groom. Like, she's probably still doing it to this day. And I'm just like, wow. Like, it wasn't like he just woke up like that one day. You know what I'm saying?
No, this is something. They're not born. They are made. Narcissists are made.
Yeah, unfortunately.
So anybody in a comment, we got 3 people in the thing. I guess somebody left because they didn't want to talk about it, whatever. Anybody in there got any experiences about that or anything? Because y'all, this is serious. These are some serious. Yes. These people are evil.
They walk amongst us, and they wear
demons amongst us in plain clothes.
Yeah, and they wear, like, I call them the people of many faces, because they can have a different face with me, meet you. It's gonna be like different.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And you just don't really know until you know.
Till you know.
Right.
And when you know, it's too late. It's like looking at Medusa.
Yeah.
When you look at Medusa in the eyes, it's too late. You know what I'm saying? You didn't already turn a stone, and there's nothing you can do about it. I mean, you got, because it's like the stuff they do is like a drug. They'll give you that love drug. They'll love bomb you. They'll give you that drug of the love bomb, and it's a powerful drug, because they will lift you up high, and when they knock you down and put you back down, you gonna want that. You looking for that again. They'll hot coal you. And once they'll knock you down, they'll pick you back up just a little bit and knock you down again. So they're hot, cold, and you want it so bad, you'll do anything just to like you trying to find out what do you have to do to get that back, but you will never get it back because they're done with you. Once they're done, and they never wanted you in the first place.
Right.
They just sucking all your energy out, and you be physically tired. She had me arguing one day, and I don't be arguing like that. And she had me physically tired. I was huffing and puffing like I just got through running a marathon or some stuff.
Yeah. That's what I was saying. It's very draining being around these kind of people, and you'll know. So if you're around somebody and you feel like they're draining your energy all the time, like that's a red flag that there's something wrong with them. Because just, you know, like how we're sitting here now, we're not draining each other's energy. Like I don't feel tired. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we
so
just
like
going.
That's a big thing too. And then something else they do too is like there's even a little bit of sexual abuse in there. Like I would tell this guy like, hey, I don't want to have sex with you, and he's trying to force himself.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And at the same time, he was being like sexually reckless. You know what I'm saying? Like one time he gave me an STD. We at the doctor, and they're like, oh yeah, this STD, we're gonna give you this medicine and clear it up. And I'm looking at him, and they're like, where's your partner? Oh, my partner's right here. And this is him. I haven't been with anyone else, but you have, because I haven't been with anybody else. And here we are. So that means you've been with somebody. You know what I'm saying?
Because she gave me an infection at the earlier part of when she first got down here. But I'm thinking, you know, I didn't know what to think. All right. And that was a red flag right there. But I just didn't know what to think. I'm like, she couldn't have give me an infection like that. She went to the doctor and said that the doctor said it was something from the friction of having sex. What?
Yeah, they'd be lying.
They would tell her lies that
unless you're actually there to hear it come from the other person's mouth, don't believe them.
Exactly.
Seriously.
And then they would tell her stupidest lies like you're supposed to believe that stuff. Like they're talking to a child. They would tell you some lies that you would look at them like, you just really told me that? Do you really believe that? I mean, you expect me to believe that stuff?
Right.
And what she did now on a female's case is they withhold sex from you because they messing with somebody else because they're trying to groom somebody else.
He did that too.
Oh, they do it like that on that?
Yeah, the guys do it too.
Oh my God. So narcissists, y'all, these people are dangerous.
Yeah, they're very, very dangerous for your mental, for your spiritual, for your soul, for your everything.
And if somebody come and talk to you guys, if somebody talk to you about them, about something like this, please listen. Do not turn your back on people who've been victimized by narcissists. Because they can get in a deep depression and they can even delete themselves. I can't say that because, you know, they can delete themselves. You know what I'm saying? Luckily, the stuff I went through, I was planning on deleting 2 people. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But the thing that kept me going was 2 people talked to me the whole time because you need somebody to talk to. Two people talked to me the whole time, and I was focused on my stock page. So I had things going on, but at the same time, you would still like have these feelings like it would still bring you down. You would have them down feelings thinking about the stuff. And like you said, like, that's why they say that. That's why they did that. Because afterward, you would start putting the pieces of the puzzle together. Once you find out who they are, you'll start putting pieces of the puzzle together. That's why this happened. That's why this happened. And people say, oh, you got to let that go. You got to let it go. You can't let that go.
That's life changing.
It's life changing. And once you get further and further down the line, and you've seen all these pieces of the puzzle start coming together, why they did things, it almost puts you back. You could be at a 10 and you'll start going back down. You start going back down, cooling down, feeling better, buddy. And something comes up and it'll put you right back to a 10. You see what I'm saying? I was in a dark place, so dark I couldn't even see my hands in front of my face.
I was lost. I'm not gonna lie. I was lost. Like I lost myself. I lost my identity. I lost family. I lost friends. When it was all over and done with, it was some of those same people that knew that there was something off the fact that he isolated me, that they were like, hey, we need to try to help you, because I was like almost like a suicidal depression. Because I was like, oh, I feel like life's over. You know, God gave up on me, all this and that. And that wasn't really, that was how he wanted me to feel. And he would even try to rub it in after the fact. It was like, so at one point I was no contact with him, and that was per the laws because there was ongoing investigation.
I'm trying to think.
And guess what he was doing? Still hitting me up, riding by my house, sending people to talk to me. And I'm like, who are you?
That's what they do.
Yeah.
They would, I can't think of the word that they use to get you back in. I can't think of the word, but they will keep you around. And what she did, she said we couldn't be together. That's what they said. We'll be friends. We can't be together, but we'll still have sex. We could still have sex, and they use that to keep you around.
Yeah.
But I didn't care about that. I just didn't want to. I just wanted to, you know what I'm saying? I just want, I mean, it was the stuff, like I said, I mean, I talked to people, but just people didn't believe what I'm saying. People, you know what I'm saying? So I feel I had to just get to the point where people not going to believe this and start talking to certain people. And I didn't want to talk to a therapist, because with a therapist, I know how that works. You can't trick me into believing a certain thing when I know it's not, that's not what it is, because that's what counselors do. That's what therapists do. It trick your brain. But by me being a biology major and know how this works, it won't work on me, because I'll mess around and have the therapist sitting on the sofa, because I just couldn't give in, because I already know that this is something I really have to work on myself, knowing what I know about how this works.
Right.
So I'm like probably right now from 0 being like I'm good, 10 being I'm in a dark place. Right now I'm at like a 4 or 5-ish. I mean, it didn't get to a 7, but it never got back to a 10. But it'll get to a 7, maybe an 8 sometime. Where you have these bad days, you don't feel like doing nothing, your whole day just going down. But right now I can't do that. I'm really fighting it, even if I have to. Right now I'm so busy trying to get this hill going till I don't have time to think about it. So so you got to keep yourself busy.
Oh yeah, definitely stay constructive. Like for me, it actually helped me to talk to other people that went through experiences with narcissists, so like forums, just talking to random people on the streets, talking to family. And now it's like I could be talking to somebody and sharing this experience, and they might be going through the same thing, where it gets to the point where it's so bad you're starting to go online and like look it up and do research, because you're trying to figure out what am I going through with this person. And then narcissist pops up, and it's like the more you read, the more it describes that person to a T.
And like if they got 10 things about a narcissist on this page, you might get 7 of them. You go on the next page and they got 10, you might get 8 of them, and you get the same thing. And you like this, and you don't want to diagnose them, but what else can you say if they're getting 7 out of 10 of these things?
It's like a checklist. Yeah, when one person matches almost everything that you found, just because you're going and looking up stuff one day, like that's pretty scary too. It's like a shocking feel, like whoa, you know what I'm saying? Like what kind of person am I involved with?
Exactly.
And what I learned about him was I had to detox immediately, because like a lot of people don't know that we carry like sexual energy. So if we're having intercourse with somebody, like for females, when guys have intercourse with us, y'all are dumping energy into us.
And spirits and different DNAs.
Yes. And he had some more heavier stuff going on, to where at one point, guess what? My eyes were dark too. Not like his, but they were dark.
Speaking of that.
And you know what he did one day? He had the audacity to tell me, you and I aren't that much alike. I mean, we're not that much different.
We're not nothing alike.
And I was like, we're totally different, because I'm a caring person. I have empathy. You know what I'm saying? I care about people's feelings. And to this day, he doesn't have that.
This girl didn't even see her daughter start her period. How you gonna be in another state when your daughter starts her period? You're talking on the phone. She should have been there for that. She should have been there. And then one time I took a picture of her. I still got the picture. She had these dark rings around her eyes, like these. I'd never seen her, and she's a pretty girl. She had these dark rings around her eyes, and like they don't sleep either. They don't sleep. Man, these people don't sleep. They will watch you sleep and stay up all night plotting on you.
Exactly. And that's what he was doing while I was asleep. He was talking to females, and he tried to hit my dog and some more stuff, and then it made sense. I was like, well, I see why my dog bit him that day. He tried to push me down like a flight of steps. My dog was like, no, we ain't going for this. You know, it wasn't like no on command, like go attack him. It was like, no, something's wrong here.
Yeah, the dog.
Yeah, like she knew.
Yeah,
she knew too, like, yeah, something about him. Okay. Now that's what I knew too. Like I was like, yeah, he's got to go. It was the isolating, and that was the hardest part, because I lost so many good friends. I lost family. Now, some of those people were there afterwards to help me pick up the pieces. Like I was almost homeless.
But some of them just some of them turn their back on you. People turn their back on you because they think you're crazy, or they think that can't be true, or they just don't have time to hear what you're going through, because they claim they got their own stuff. Some of them do have their own stuff, but some of them just don't even want to hear that stuff. Some of them just want to stay out of it.
Right.
And they people. Oh man, don't ever go talk to their people about it.
Oh yeah, that's a no. They going back telling them whatever you said.
And they're probably in on it too.
Yeah, this guy's cousin I went and told him something. He went back and changed the whole story, and I was like, that don't even sound like something that I would say. It wasn't even believable. But guess what? He was like, oh, okay, I already know. I got him wrapped around my fingers. So and then they went back and like spread some slanderous lies about me, like all kinds of crazy stuff. And it got to the point where I was almost ready to lose my freedom that day, and I had to.
It gets to a point where you don't care if you live or you get deleted. It don't matter. I mean, you get to that point and people are like, oh, well, you can't do it. If you haven't been in the water with those sharks, you don't know. You really, and everybody never get caught by these people. You have to have a certain characteristic to get got by these people. You see what I'm saying? They only pick out certain people. You know what I'm saying? Everybody don't get hit because some people might be narcissists too. You see what I'm saying? And don't even know it. And his word get thrown around so much. They get thrown around so much that this word narcissist get thrown around so much till people just call anybody a narcissist. You see what I'm saying? And they don't really know the definition.
Yeah,
of it.
They'll know when they meet one. Because you know what's crazy? A couple years ago, I was with my little bro. We were in Best Buy. I'll never forget this. It was this guy that came up. He had like 700 muscles, and he worked there, right? And when I met him, I think he knew that I saw through him. These guys were all black, like there was no white or nothing.
Yes,
and
I heard people say that.
And my little brother knew too, because you know my little brother said the guy was like, "I'm gonna go to the back and get y'all a game." This guy never came back. He knew we saw through him. And my little brother was like, "Was that a shapeshifter?" And it tickled me because I was like, "Well, wow, this guy really left, never came back to us." But he knew that we saw through him, like the both of us.
We got some comments here.
Oh, cool.
Monica said manipulate. She said she checked in late. She said manipulate. No, they walk you through your issues, to bring you to a better place. What? I don't understand what you're saying. You got to explain more to what you're saying, because I don't understand what you're saying.
I kind of get that to a certain extent.
Yeah, I don't understand. I can't get it. I got to be.
Because like for me, that's what I was saying. Like with mine, it was life changing. So it felt like
she said manipulate, like she was saying manipulate, like no such thing as manipulation. I don't know. She have to type more into it. Yeah.
But I would say looking back though, my situation was actually a blessing in disguise. Even though I went through all that bad stuff, like to this day, some of it still affects me.
It does.
It's like I'm able to help others that are going through it or don't know what they're going through. Like sometimes now, that's why I was saying now I can detect those kind of people. I'm like, hey, you want to keep an eye on that person.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Because they're really easy to. Once you went through it, they're easy to detect.
Oh yeah.
But if you haven't been through that and you just walking through life, even if you're not the type of person that they would latch onto or whatever, you would know. You don't know if you haven't been through it. You don't know what she's saying. You were talking about therapists, huh? No, manipulate. I wasn't talking about the therapist manipulating nobody. I'm talking about the narcissist manipulating.
Oh, I get what she's saying. She's saying like the therapist, like me. I saw a therapist like counting clockwork after.
But the thing about it is, like I said, she don't understand that. What I'm saying is, I'm a biology major. I know how that works. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm serious. I still read up on. I still read my biology books. I still go through. I read psychology books, and I know how that works. I know what it's supposed to. I know what it do. Like I'm saying, you just looking at it on the outside from what they're telling you. I'm on the inside looking in. So I know the therapists do it, trick your brain, or they give you medication to block that. On the one thing, I'm not getting no medication.
I think that depends on the person, because I like
see, this is stuff I don't like right here when people, they get to the point where you just tell them a bunch of stuff and then I'm not going to comment any further. Why? You see what I'm saying?
I mean, but I'm saying I can understand it from both sides, because everybody like has their own opinion, which is good because it's like it brings different points of view. But it's like
my thing is
everybody should feel like their opinion matters too.
My thing is opinion is just an opinion, because it's like 1 + 1 is going to always be 2, no matter if you feel it's 8. You see what I'm saying? That's enough. Or either I'm gonna tell you this. To me, opinions are like McDonald's is better than Burger King, hot dogs better than hamburgers. That's opinions. But when we come to factual stuff, you know what I'm saying? And she says she's a psychology major, which is cool. But psychology only deal with a certain thing. When you biology, human anatomy, and physiology, you go deeper.
Well, I mean, I did psychology and sociology, criminology too.
But they only talk about like a certain thing. But they go in biology and human anatomy, physiology. You go deep into the stems and all that. But that
opinion stems from like your process, your training, your knowledge, your wisdom, whatever it is. So it's like.
And that's cool.
We can't knock nobody's for that.
Oh no, not at all. That's like
me. I saw a psychiatrist, and I still see one every 3 months. I even went through like those narcissist like groups and stuff, and that helped me so much to go through that with somebody else that could actually relate. You know what I'm saying?
And that's the thing. Once people relate to it, and speaking of the psychologist stuff, no regular psychologist can't help you with this. You have to have someone who specializes in narcissist abuse to help you with this, because I've seen 3 different psychologists. None of them none of them majored in that. They just wanted me to talk. The
Mm-hmm.
only one, the best one I had was in the beginning, the very first one. She was a black lady, and she got down to the root, but I couldn't see her because my sister was seeing it, and it was a conflict of interest, and my sister was a part of it too, in a sense. But she was the best. We didn't get that far, but I'm seeing as we going along. I couldn't. She the one, but after that she couldn't see me because conflicts of interest. But the other two I seen, they would just let me talk, see how my day was, and just let me talk. No, that just didn't work for me. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And also, it's like, people, you have to see about 3 or 4 therapists before you find one that's going to fit you. Because the first one might not work for the most part.
Right. And it's good that you brought that up, because this guy that I was in a relationship with, it got to the point where I knew he needed some help. And I was like, hey, man, if you want me to stay with you, you got to go see somebody.
But they don't think anything wrong with him.
This is him. I'm going to go see him. But he never did, because he knew that they was going to help him to break all that down. But the thing about narcissists is, if they go see a psychologist or a therapist, that they'll try. But some of them, they need extensive, like, on the, you know what I'm saying, like counterclockwise, like therapy. It's not no one session for them. It's gonna be over time, over a period of time, for them to break like that mindset that they have. And I knew that he wasn't willing to do that. I knew he was just lying.
But they're never willing to do it because they think nothing is wrong with them.
Exactly.
And like psychology majors and stuff, like if you dealt with the old psychology, this is a whole new thing right here. This is a whole new thing right here that just kind of came out in the last 10 years, maybe something like that. This stuff is new. Narcissists haven't been around like this. When the word narcissist come up, they think of the guy looking in the mirror and stuff. No, it goes way deeper than that. So this is new stuff. So in order for a psychology major, an old psychology major, like who been the older psychology majors, like back then, you have to catch up to this stuff and understand this stuff, because this is a whole different ball game. And I'm not trying to knock with people. I'm not knocking that at all. Don't think I'm knocking with nobody learning. But even I'm a personal trainer. It's still, you have to learn new stuff because new things come along every so many years. So you have to. That's why you got to read. That's why you got to research yourself every so many years.
Yeah, and that's also where people's opinions come into play too, because some people are actually doing research. Like me, I do a lot of reading. So if I'm speaking on something, it's not something I made up. It's something that I'm actually. Yeah, I mean, it is an opinion when I worded it. If I'm not wording it, you know what I'm saying, like directly how they worded it. You know what I'm saying? It is. It's like I could be throwing in my own words in there, but we still have the same concept. So it's like you know what I'm saying? Like you could be hearing it from somebody else's point of view. Like me and you could go read the same article right now, and then we might have different interpretations of what we read together.
Yeah, I understand that. Yeah. But the fact is still gonna be whatever that fact is, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's still gonna be the fact, whatever that fact is. Somebody gonna come to me with the fact. I mean, somebody gonna get it the way it's supposed to be versus another, because a lot of people do take stuff out of content. Because I had I may say, okay, you acting like a guy. Oh, so you calling me a dude? See what I'm saying? Right. And some people hear that. Did I say, JaJa, you are a dude? Well, I heard the way I heard it. You see what I'm saying? But I didn't call you a dude.
Right.
And that's where stuff get misconstrued. That's why I don't like facts. That's why I don't do opinions too much, because people twist a lot of stuff up. That's why I don't deal with too much in opinions. I'm just a straightforward person. That's just me. You know what I'm saying? And if it's not like factual stuff, we just shooting stuff like I said, McDonald's better than Burger King, Coke is better than Pepsi, and all that stuff. That's opinions to me. But when science come along, a lot of scientific stuff is fact. If you put your hand on the stove, on a hot stove, it's gonna burn. You see what I'm saying? If I throw a rock at that glass, it's gonna break. Yeah. Ain't no other way you could put that. You see what I'm saying? You can put it however you want it, but the fact is it's still broke. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think that's an opinion. That's just the way they see it, which I don't know if it's opinion, but I don't know what to call it. But the glass broke. You see what I'm saying? That's just me. I'm just a straightforward person. That's pretty much.
That was like for me after being in a relationship with him, because I knew for sure at the end that he was a narcissist. Like I had to go through a lot of extensive therapy. Like I had to go through a lot of extensive, like I'm doing core work with myself. So I get what Monica was saying too, because it did help to bring me to a better place. Like now not only can I recognize it, but I can also help somebody else that's going through that too.
Yes.
You know, like in those steps, because I went through the timeline too. You know what I'm saying? Like And it's so hard, like after when you're trying to pick yourself up. That's why I get what you were saying too. That's why I was like, well, it was a few days I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go ride down here, I'm gonna lose my freedom today.
Yes.
But it wasn't worth it, because karma's been getting with him now. Like I've even talked to him in recent times. I'm not still under his hold as he thinks, but he tries to keep contact. Like that door is not open, you know what I'm saying?
I keep forgetting what they call
and it's
that
been
word.
years now. It's been years, but basically that lets me know that he still has me in what he calls his harem. But what he doesn't know is that I'm smarter than
almost had the word.
So the harem is when they have multiple people.
Yeah, and they cult is almost like a cult.
Yeah, he was like, puts us in rotation. Yes. And when I'm done with you, I'm gonna leave you right here, but until
I'm ready for you again.
Right, exactly. Yep. So that's why it's called the harem, because they're putting you in rotation.
In a rotation.
So
but
I know
it's something else they call it.
Like in a sense, I'm still in his, but I'm not, because I know better now. You know what I'm saying? But if I hadn't, he thinks I am. But if I hadn't got any of the help and went through that stuff,
because if you try and come back now,
no, it's over now. I'm gonna be honest with you. If I saw him now, I'd probably beat him into a pulp. Me and my people were devastated by some of the stuff he did, because I'm gonna just say everybody.
I don't want to see my ex right now. And I'm gonna just leave it at that.
Right.
Because when you think back to the stuff that they did to you, they go so deep. It's the deepest part of disrespect you can ever to disrespect. The just the stuff that they did. Like, you would have stuff done to you that never been. And I'm not gonna go into all that now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just keeping it, on a surface level. I won't go into all that right now, but I'll tell you off camera. But it's stuff that you never had done to you before. They will either do it in your face or do it behind your back. And when you find out later, you'll be like, that's why they did that. And you start putting the puzzles together, pieces of the puzzle, 2 and 2 together. And man, you be like, you like mad. Man, look, y'all don't ever.
Because it even got to the point where he pitted some of my own like flesh and blood against me. And to this day, some of them were not really like that anymore. You know what I'm saying? Because you let somebody from the outside come in that manipulated all of us. And that ruined our relationship, whatever connection that we had. And now it's not.
Because I'm going through that right now with my cousins.
And the others knew. They fought on my behalf.
Because one of my cousins told me I was playing a victim.
Yeah,
you are the victim. You are the
victim. In the past too, and it's like whether we acknowledge it or not, we're still victims. If you went through anything like that traumatic with somebody, you're a victim.
But you're a victim. You're not playing a victim. You are the victim.
Now, you and I we're survivors. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Some people don't make it to the survivor phase, and that's most important to get there.
Yeah,
and that's what helps other people, because it's like, this is something that you went through. You can help me, I can help you. You know what I'm saying?
And so if people tell you about that and keep on talking to you about that, don't say, you still talking about that? How long ago that's been? Don't say that, because somewhere that person messed them people up. And how some people do it, some people just shut up about it and thinking shutting up about it and not talking about it makes them strong, but it doesn't, because it's eating you up from the inside, and it really does. Right. And you're gonna start getting sick, your immune system gonna start breaking down, and your circulatory system, your nervous system, everything gonna start breaking down. The next thing you know, you're gonna be you might not even live to see a certain age.
There's a lot of physical symptoms. Like me, I had a lot of chest pain when I was with him. My skin broke out really bad when I was with him. I had like a lot of feet problems. I had a lot of headaches.
I had a lot of headaches.
And then I noticed once he was gone and I did the detox, because that's the most important part. The detox,
you gotta get that out.
Then I felt like a whole different person.
And women, especially because, like you say, that's a lot of stuff going in.
Yeah.
And you, like you said, you have to get that out. Yes, you have to get that out.
And I mean, that could be with anybody, really, though. You know,
but
detoxing and cleansing is good.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing about us, like if a female do it to the guys, we still getting it in us, but not like females get it in like the males get it, because it's going. So is like any woman who come from a bad relationship, like she say, you got to detox yourself.
Yeah.
And what the narcissists do, they jump from one relationship to another. And they'll seem so happy. And that's what my ex doing right now. They got pictures and all this other stuff here. She done got this guy putting scriptures on his Facebook, because she'll bring that stuff to you, that she want a holy man, she want a man of God and all this stuff. But how you want that? And you the devil. Right. She done got this dude putting scriptures on Facebook and all this stuff and all that, man. Dude, you weren't even doing this before. You see what I'm saying?
See, that's crazy. She's the opposite, because I'm one of those people, if I'm talking to somebody, we should be able to pray together. Even if you don't believe in them, because it's something I want to do.
She tried to get that, like, she tried to get me to do that, but that wasn't me.
He would never do that. Like, he wouldn't pray with me or anything. And now he's engaged, right? He's engaged, but he's still tries to.
And some of them might be lying. Some of them might be lying.
Yeah, they probably are, but it's like it's gonna be their problem. Yep. And I feel for that girl. She probably doesn't know yet.
Ooh, but when they know, when you find out,
I wish I could tell her, but I can't. She's gonna have to learn.
Yep.
On her own, unless she approaches me. If she approaches me, I'll let her. I'll tell her. I'll lay it all out. But if she doesn't, I can't say anything. You know what I'm saying?
That's what ex-husband told me. He said I couldn't tell you nothing because she had you hook, line, and sinker. It's nothing I could have told you. You wouldn't have believed me anyway. So that's why I couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, you could have told me something. Like, dude, I couldn't tell you nothing, bro.
Yeah,
you was already hooked.
All the vulnerable
people, you was already hooked. Just like I can't tell him nothing. I tried to tell him something, but he hooked because he think he got a winner because she's beautiful, but he think he got a winner. But dude, if she didn't give you the time of the day back then, and all of a sudden she give it to you now,
yeah, that's a
red flag.
Oh yeah,
and you could look at him and look at her. You see that don't match. That's like a princess and a roach. You see what I'm saying? It don't. I mean, I'm just keeping it real. That don't even look. It don't even look good together. It don't even fit. Like Sesame Street, that the full block saying one of these blocks don't go. One of these things don't go. It just some things just don't go. You see what I'm saying? So in me, like I'm not downing myself. I'm not gonna down myself, but I know if a certain woman approached me, and let me see how I'm gonna put this. If a certain woman approached me that I'm used to messing with these type of women, and all of a sudden this type of women come, you see what I'm saying? You kind of know something. Like if a supermodel come to me, and I'm not downing myself, a supermodel just start come talking to me like something. That's a red flag to me. Like why you just pick me out all thing? You see what I'm saying? Yeah. You got to be real with yourself. You got to be real with yourself.
Yeah, we have to watch people's their body language, their energy, their intentions, their motives.
But my thing is not even watching people; it's watching yourself because you got to know yourself too. You got to really know yourself and love yourself, and know what type of people that you normally dealing with, male and female. And all of a sudden, you get this person who just you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying above you or nothing like that, but you just know that type of person, you never got that type of person before, and all of a sudden they just come to you out the blue and just start, or even you just hold a conversation with, and they're all into you, because you just know. I'm sorry, you just know what you can and can't, what you normally mess with versus what you don't. You see what I'm saying? Right. So it's you just got to know what lane that you in other words, you got to know your lane and stay in your lane, because if you get out of your, if you mess with somebody out of your lane or somebody that's out of your lane, just keep an eye on it. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying nobody's above nobody or nothing like that, but it's just the fact that what you used to messing with and all of a sudden something else different come, you gotta look at that, because that might be a motive for that person. God, you got to really vet people. And I tell people in relationships, like on Women's Wednesday and Free Game Fellas Friday, that's the kind of stuff I put out there. Like in relationships, you got to vet people, and you got to have communications and put out what you want. And I'm like, guys, stop lying to ladies. You know what I'm saying? Stop lying. If you just want sex, just say that. You see what I'm saying? Right. Because there's a lot of women out here who just want sex. You know what I'm saying? They don't want a relationship. They like you just for a sexual purpose. And another guy, other guys may be falling in love with the sex, and all of a sudden one trying to get in a relationship after she told you that's what she wanted. Are you gonna lie about what you want, and knowing that you don't want that just for some sex? Just don't lie. Just if you say you just want sex and she don't want that, just move to somebody who wants sex. Don't lie and mess up people's lives. And women the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Don't manipulate guys. You see what I'm saying? Don't manipulate people. That's not right.
Right. So now, I would have to say for me, like moving forward, so like me, I'm an empath, and I've actually I discovered my gift like a few years ago. So I actually discovered that I was an empath before I met him, but then it made sense why I attracted him, and he knew too. So for me, that whole experience with him, even though it was like devastating and detrimental for me, it's actually helped me more to embrace my gift as it's become stronger as I've gotten older. You know what I'm saying? So like now I'm more of I'm picking up your energy. If something's off, I'm gone. That's it.
And energy is real.
And I don't even have to talk to nobody to pick up their energy. They don't have to look at me. Yes, I feel it. I feel it heavy. Like I absorb other people's energy like a sponge, which is why I keep crystals. I noticed that about him when I used to keep crystals around. He wasn't a fan of them, and now I know why.
Yes.
Because he knew what was happening.
It was like holy water to him.
Yeah, pretty much like a repellent. Mm-hmm. Now I keep that all the time, you know, because it goes ahead. It's like, oh, I don't need to try you.
And y'all,
I'm not gonna pull anything here.
Energy is real.
Yes,
some people don't.
It's very sacred. Definitely.
Before I learned about energy, you never even thought about it. You never, but if you think back, mm-hmm. you could think back of times when you felt the energy from people. You like, that's why I didn't feel it. That's what, you could think back. Yep. But everybody stay focused on energy. Energy is real, and people give off energy. You can feel it, and once you feel that bad energy, just go. Yes. Just go. Definitely. You don't have to tell them nothing. Just go. Like, I mean, I'm not talking about a relationship wise. If you meeting somebody, like she said, if you feel that energy, just go. If you feel that bad energy, and you're gonna feel it. Once you tap into it, you're gonna feel it.
And that's like me. I don't even though I'm gonna go, it's like even for me, even with the crystals and stuff, and because I meditate every day, I'm automatically repelling their negative energy back to them. Mm-hmm. So it's like a boomerang. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. It's going straight back. They're like, oh, this didn't even stick to her. No.
And you will block that stuff off, because after I like I said, after you went through that, I could just tell as soon as, if I'm interested in a female and if I don't pick up her energy sometime, once she start talking, certain things she says, certain things, how she communicate.
Yeah, all that stuff.
All that stuff. Definitely. All that matters.
Body language.
Yep.
Everything.
Everything.
Yeah, definitely what they're saying. Because some people tell on themselves these days.
And you can't control nobody. Stop thinking that people can change people. Mm-hmm. You can't change people. You can't control people. Stop. You can't. If you can't come in there trying to change people, make them work for you. If they don't want work for what you want, I mean, be how you want them to be. You can't, especially a narcissist.
Right. Oh, yeah,
you would delete yourself trying to change a narcissist.
Pretty much, most of them are going to be stuck like that to the end of time because they don't want to do the work that they need to do within themselves.
They think they're perfect people. They think nothing's wrong with them.
They way off.
Yeah. So
definitely.
Anybody go on YouTube and look up covert narcissists, and study it, look at it. Go to different sites and look at it and understand what it means and understand why we say what we say. Because some people, I tell them about it, they act like, oh, well, that's just a relationship, a breakup. No, it's not. Go to covert narcissists. I'll put some links on here later on to that y'all can go to, some good links that y'all can go to read. I'll put about 4 or 5 links on here so y'all can understand what we're talking about. These people are evil, y'all. Yeah. They're demons walking amongst us.
Pretty much.
So
they're and then there's different types of narcissists too. So
they got covert, overt.
Some people, and then some people are not
malignant.
Yeah, malignant. Yeah, some people aren't even actually narcissists. Some people just have strong narcissistic traits. So it's like it's a difference, but still, who wants to be around that? That's like some of these people that we see like right now in the cyber world that are out here bragging about being toxic. I tend to stay away from those kind of people because some of them have narcissistic traits. Why would it be attractive or be okay to be toxic? Like what's okay about that? You know what I'm saying? I've been seeing a lot of that lately. So I'm like, red flag.
And people attract to those people. Yeah, people they do. Run to those people like the drama or the energy, the bad energy they bring.
Yeah, they thrive off of it.
And it just draw people in, and it's not a good thing. I mean,
at all, it's not.
So there's
a lot of them, a lot of those that have the narcissistic traits. So that's their thing, right? It's like a trend or something, to be toxic. And I'm like,
and that's the thing today. Yes, that's the thing today. The thing today, fake is the new real, lying is the new truth, and narcissist. Those toxicity. Those things right there is really taking over this world, and that's a topic. That's a podcast for another time. Yeah. So it looked like we on the same page. We might be doing a lot of these podcasts together because we pretty much seeing the same thing. And it's just not about relationships, like intimate relationship. It's at the workplace. Then the workplace heavy.
Oh, they sure are.
They turn people against each other in the workplace.
Yeah, it could be a co-worker. Imagine if it was your boss and he's abusing his authority and power because he's a narcissist. It could be a stranger.
That's the worst.
And like what I was saying about the guy that I was with, his grandmother was a narcissist. That's a family member with a strong influence. And I noticed whatever she said is what he did. If she told him to jump, he's like, how far?
And they'll pit their kids against each other. Like if they got 5 kids, they'll have that one kid that they just groom a lot, and put kids against each other. That's
They
how
do.
evil these people are, man.
Yeah,
These people are evil. This shit is
I
real.
see some of that as well, like with some of the family and stuff. And I'm like, that's sad. Even some of the kids was like, oh, something wrong with you. I don't want to fool with you.
Yes.
Even the littles knew.
Yes,
you know,
they know.
something
They
was
feel
off
it
with that person.
So
Definitely.
So it's getting dark. I didn't turn my light on. It's over there, but I don't want to. I think we pretty much said everything we pretty much need to say. I think unless you got other, in conclusions, we're gonna wrap it up. We've been on here an hour, and we're not getting no other feedback in here. So
yeah, I would just say for the most part, if you run across somebody like that, you definitely want to detox and cleanse. You want to get help for yourself, especially working through those issues from the inside out. You don't want to let them build up because it can feel overwhelming. Like me, I felt suicidal after what I went through. I'm just gonna be honest.
Yes.
I mean, I'm still here. I didn't do nothing to myself, but it was like
you have to be strong.
And you definitely need to get back your support system, whoever they isolate you from. Go get those people back. If they really love you, they're gonna still be there, even if you have to hear "I told you so" or whatever,
or get some professional help. You gotta get help.
Definitely. Yeah, like me, I was seeing a psychiatrist. I was going to groups for like narcissistic recovery, abuse. Those are a lot of the people that helped me like to get where I am now.
And to make it plain and simple,
others.
To make it plain and simple, is like a drug addict. It's like you're a drug addict going into rehab. That's how strong this stuff is, y'all. This is strong. So so get help if you think you've been through it, or just look up the symptoms. Look up, like I say, covert narcissists, or just narcissists period, but look up the covert narcissists, because these are the most dangerous, because everybody will like them. Everybody will think they're just the sweetest, nicest person. They'll put on the biggest front, but behind closed doors, they're partners and stuff, and everybody at work, whoever they get it. Trust me,
they have a lot of followers, and it could be somebody that they just met, and just like that, they've got a group of, they have an entourage. They'll turn your own people against you if they can.
Own people,
It's like people that to them, they like to prey on who they feel are weak, and a lot of us are not weak. We just don't know like the power that we have, and that's why they try so hard to like break you down, to break down your self-esteem, your self-confidence, to erode at your core. Because it makes them feel better about themselves, because they're sucking the energy away, and it's like
because they need your energy like a tick.
I always felt drained. Like whenever I be around him, it always felt sleepy, tired, down, depressed. Life was off.
I mean, you would go to sleep. Like soon as you hit the bed, you would go to sleep.
And as soon as he was gone, it was like an instant relief.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Even though it was traumatic, it was like an instant, like, ooh, something's over. Something.
But you still get the after effect, the scars and stuff from it, man. This is dangerous, y'all.
And that's what like the therapy and like talking to people, having a good support is for. I mean, it's not the end of the world to anybody that's out there going through that. And that's just, from like talking to people such as ourselves, somebody that's went through it, like we're still here. Like me, I'm actually doing better than I was at that point. You know what I'm saying? And it helps me to be able to help somebody else that's going through that.
Exactly.
Sometimes people don't want to hear about that, but
it has to be said. Yeah. That's one of them hard discussions that need to be had.
Right.
Yeah. So anyway, we're gonna wrap this up, y'all. It was nice to thank everybody for coming on. Make sure y'all like, share us, and subscribe, and even donate. We got a little cash app down there. Y'all can donate if you feel free to donate. And that's pretty much it. Thank y'all. I'd like to thank my guest, Ms. JaJa.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having me.
No, thank you for coming.
I saw some of my people came through.
All right, that's what's up. So
that's awesome.
So y'all just be careful out there. Stay safe. Much love, and we'll holler at y'all later.